Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we examine good news, bad news, funny news, silly news, all kinds of news, really, from our city, from our state, from our country. And we combine them with our knowledge and expertise about Puerto Vallarta as a community of English-speaking locals. What for? To keep each other company, to make our lives more connected with one another, with our city, with our culture, with everything we experience on a daily basis. Now that's a new introduction. Check it out. I love it. Today is Wednesday, October 20th. Yesterday, I have good news and bad news. Yesterday, I said we would walk, and that would be the good news. The bad news is, unfortunately, well, bad news, we didn't get to walk. Good news is I was given the opportunity to lend a helping hand to a friend in need, and that happened. So I was useful to a friend in need. The downside of that is we didn't get to walk, but we will walk again soon. Also, we have all kinds of wonderful and interesting news for today. It's really funny because Mondays I'm always scrounging. Tuesdays, things pick up, and by hump day, there's all these things to tell you about. And this is one of those weeks. There's good news about COVID, important news about cemeteries. There's a new taxi application that we're going to check out. There are cows on the loose. There are cows on the loose. And what else do we have? Oh, we have excellent Day of the Dead exhibition information that we want to share with you. So all in all, it's a good hump day, so we might as well get started, but not before encouraging new folks. If you are new to the broadcast, feel free to let us know. That way we can give you a nice hello. You can let us know by writing the word new in your comment. And if you have something truly awesome or important that you wish to bring up and you wish for us to comment on, add the letter Q to the beginning of your comment, and we will be sure to address and acknowledge your comment. So there we have it. Katrina, we're almost there. The humidity will go away any day now. It's already October 20th. I think it'll happen this week. I keep my fingers crossed, but it'll go away. We're almost there. That was a great comment, and there's many wonderful comments, but we'll save the rest of them for the second half of the broadcast. Let us get started with the news. Sometime before Christmas, I hit the button, nothing happens, bam. Okay, we'll hit the other button. And there we go. Do you guys remember that? Actually, let me come back to the main screen. Do you guys remember there's an old movie, The Great Race? Jack Lemmon stars in this as Professor Fate, and he has his little sidekick called Max. And whenever Professor Fate wants to cause some harm to the good guy in the movie, who I believe was Tony Curtis, He tells his evil, nefarious sidekick, push the button, Max. And then Max pushes the button and nothing happens. That was funny in my mind. So it wasn't so funny when I told you, unless you've seen the movie. Anyhow, I'm pushing the button. Okay, so if I don't amuse myself while Luna is not here, who's going to amuse me? Anyhow, we start with two good COVID-19 related headlines. For starters, after 11 consecutive weeks with decreasing number of cases, Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez-Gatell has announced that Mexico is approaching the minimum absolute point of the epidemic, of the pandemic, whatever that means. And if that we continue this trend, we'll end up with numbers similar to those seen before the first wave of July 2020 and the second wave of January 2021. And while there have been more cases during this third wave of the pandemic, there have been less deaths and hospitalizations, largely due to the vaccination campaigns. The second bit of good news about COVID is the announcement that to date, 77% of senior citizens in Mexico have received their vaccination protocol. This is excellent news. It is expected that by the end of the month, all the population 18 years of older will have received at least one vaccine against the coronavirus. Up until this past Monday, 112.6 million COVID vaccines have been applied in Mexico out of 130.5 million vaccines received from various manufacturers. And 51.5 million people have received the complete protocol. So this is all very, very good news. Of course, it's not over till it's over, knowing that visits to the local cemetery are quite frequent and traditional during Day of the Dead. Municipal authorities have announced that while the cemetery will be open, there will be limited access, limited flower vendors, and group access will be closely monitored. In addition, the city is forbidding the consumption of food and alcohol within the cemetery. As an aside, who goes to cemeteries to have picnics? Well, Mexicans do. It is quite common for many families to go and bring their loved one's favorite meal to their grave, their tombstone or grave, and to have a meal with them. So this is not going to be happening this year. No food, no alcohol. And last but not least, authorities are calling to the population at large to not organize Halloween parties unless they take place in open, well-ventilated spaces. Other good news. According to this news item, Puerto Vallarta is back on the list of top 10 safest cities in the country, along with other cities such as Los Cabos, La Paz, and Saltillo. The findings came after the National Institute of Geography and Statistics updated their latest survey last month. And now, more good news. When it comes to hailing a cab, we have options. We can wave for one, we can hail one, we can make a phone call, we can rely on apps such as Uber and InDriver, and now a number of local taxi drivers have developed their own app called Más Taxi or More Taxi. It was launched yesterday, according to this report that I'm showing you, and I took some time this morning to download it and install it on my phone. So I'm going to show you what that is like. Let's see. First of all, there are several Más Taxi applications on the app shop, and I clicked on the one that is yellow. And first, I had to, confirm my identity by giving them my name, my last name, my telephone number, and an email address. And here is the application. There's a few taxis not far from my house, which is comforting to know. There's a menu up here, whatever. There's a menu up here that gives me an option to see offers which don't exist right now. I can check out my wallet. I don't know if this means that this can be attached to my credit card or whatever. So there's chat support. You can actually send them a message. I don't know if if somebody will answer, but this is the latest attempt by local taxi drivers to capitalize on the app business. Let us hope that they're successful, and let us hope that this is a good alternative for us to be able to move from one place to another when we have to. And now, what we're going to do is I'm going to push the other button and we can go to the weather. If Facebook thinks changing its name will make the world forget about the whole tearing apart society thing, they're right. Well, I don't know. If just in case you're in the dark about this, I read some reports this morning that Facebook is thinking of changing its name. I noticed that Matthew from Mexico City has already commented to that effect. I don't know the details, but what I do know is that it is 27 degrees right now. Feels like 32. Humidity is at 88%. Just a few more days. Fingers crossed. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81. Our forecast for today calls for humidity throughout the day with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 24. Thursday, tomorrow, it'll be humid and partly cloudy, high temperature of 32, low temperature of 24 again. And on Friday, it'll be humid and partly cloudy through the day, again, high temperature of 31, low temperature of 23. So hopefully, it's just a matter of days. Now, let's see what else we have in store for you. Oh, of course, we have the cows. The cows. How friendly is Puerto Vallarta, the so-called friendliest city in the world? Well, we are so friendly that we welcome herds of cattle in our busy streets. These cows were photographed yesterday. They were heading to Cinépolis VIP to purchase tickets for the opening of Dune tomorrow. Just kidding. This happened at Avenida Politécnico Nacional. And unfortunately, these type of sightings are not uncommon in Las Juntas, Ixtapa, and Las Palmas, colonias where cattle on the loose has frequently caused deadly accidents for both animals and drivers as well. I also wanted to let you know that while we fared well as Pamela, the latest hurricane to hit Mexico's Pacific coast, came and went, Nayarit, north of us, was not so lucky. Unfortunately, we are looking here at a photograph of the beautiful and emblematic magic town of Mexcaltitán in Nayarit, which was completely flooded. Mexcaltitán is a tiny, tiny little town located in a tiny, small island in the middle of a river. I've never been there, but it is a very, very popular tourist destination. Unfortunately, with the aftermath of the hurricane, the town will now have to go through the usual reconstruction and healing we are so very well familiar with. So if you were planning a visit, this may not be the best time to do it. Yesterday, I heard from the wonderful and talented Ernesto Guerra, who is a paper mache instructor at Art Vallarta. We have mentioned his classes in the past. We've mentioned his phenomenal paper mache artistry before. And Ernesto has alerted me to the fact that Art Vallarta will hold its traditional Day of the Day Art and Altars exhibition this year from Friday, October 29 to November 13. And having seen his installations, his large-scale installations before, I cannot recommend this activity enough. Given the fact that all other celebrations in the city are canceled, this will be pretty much the only opportunity we'll have in town to enjoy the Day of the Dead in one way or another. Art Vallarta is located in, well, I'm not sure if it's in Emiliano Zapata or actually in Amapas, but it is in that part of town. I am going to leave you with a Facebook page for the Art Center where you can learn more about this particular event. And of course, once you're there, you'll discover all the wonderful learning opportunities available at Art Vallarta through a variety of short and long courses in many disciplines, such as painting, sculpture, and many more. Last but not least, aside from helping a friend yesterday I wasted more time than necessary with a very new website I discovered, and this is called Loose the Loose the Very. It is a writing. Well, let me just demonstrate it. Let's just imagine that you tend to say very this and very that quite frequently. So if you, let's say you wanted to say very encouraging, you can say auspicious instead. If you type words like happy, for example, instead of saying very happy, you can say jubilant. Instead of saying very ugly, you can say foul. Instead of saying very horny, I tried and nothing has been added yet. But you are given the option of updating the database and you can add your own suggestions. So there you go. Very joyful. Very joyful would be elated. So forth and so on. So this is the kind of silly distraction I go through when, well, you know, I am pretty mesmerized by language. Very mesmerized. I wonder what very mesmerized would be. So I will leave you this diversion along with the show notes. And this brings us to our little chit chat section of the program. So let us take a quick look at your comments to see what everybody is up to. Javier, I swear I'm going to forget that you don't look like the guy from the Squid Game. The Squid Game, everybody's playing it. I'm still not watching it, but I will. Let's see what we have here this morning, aside from all these wonderful good mornings. Well, I was a bit mean yesterday. Sorry to everyone. That stuff just burns my britches. Jeff, I think you were commenting on, was it you who commented on ugly Americans? I forget. But don't worry. No need to apologize. I know that sometimes we all get passionate about things that are important to us. And, you know, and it's okay to share all that stuff within reason. And once we get too ugly, then we need to, you know, do some slapping or whatever. But I appreciate this very much, Jeff. Thank you very much for sharing that comment with everyone. No worries whatsoever. Let's see what we have. Thank you, Karen. Much appreciated. Oh, there's the comment from Matthew. So now that Facebook is changing its name next week, I wonder what the platform where we'll be seeing Paco and Coffee and Headlines will be called. Who knows? Let's just hope they just keep making the darn thing better and safer for all. Betsy comments on the cows, and I'm sure that there must be a lot of rural communities where you expect to see these things happening. But cows on the loose? Ay, Dios mío. Happy birthday. Whose birthday? Did I miss a birthday? Oh, today, Cheryl. Thank you for letting us know that today is a birthday. Going to the pool today. Going to a pool sounds like a wonderful way to celebrate a birthday. I hope you have a good one. I'm going to look for a pool for myself this weekend. Oh, good. At least one person recognized my reference from The Great Race. Push the button, Max. Please watch this movie. I think it was directed by Blake Edwards. It would have been, because it has music by Henry Mancini, and those two always collaborated with one another. Let's see. That button thing sounds like the show Get Smart. Absolutely, but that was Mel Brooks. But same idea. Let's see what else we have. Oh, I agree with you. No better place to be than a pool unless it's crowded. Let's see. They've been talking about it for a couple of years. Finally here, yay. Well, you know, they've had apps before, Dave, and they have failed. I hope this time around, this is successful. And again, I don't know exactly who's behind it or how the monies are distributed. One of the concerns that taxi drivers have with Uber is that they take a lot of money, but, you know, that's what paying taxes is all about. We'll have to see how it goes. This doesn't have a cue, but I must apologize. Bronica, when I get a chance to meet you, we can sing Frankie Valli songs together. Let's see what else we have. Marie searched for plus taxi and got nada. What should I be entering? You should be entering Mas Taxi, MAS, as that is the name of the application. MAS Taxi. When I went in, I saw there were two of them. There was one that was not yellow, but I noticed that the icon was yellow in the news item. So type Mas Taxi, MAS space taxi, and look for the yellow icon, and that'll be the one. What's the name of the island town? Mexcaltitán. Alan asks, what is anniversary follower tag? That is a great question, Alan. I noticed that appearing yesterday when I was going through your comments, and I assume this is the tag that Facebook automatically gives to certain people that have been following or watching or commenting for a certain amount of time. So if you are getting one, yay, because you've been here for a while. Let's see. Where is Luna? Says She'll. She was on my lap just a second ago. Well, not a second, but just when I was preparing the broadcast. I'll be typing and she'll be sitting on her little perch and she'll go meow. And I'll look at her and all of a sudden she'll be like right on top of me while I'm trying to type. But right now she's doing her thing elsewhere. I see that you guys had all kinds of reactions to the Lose the Very website. So I'm going to give you the link so you can have some fun on your own. Matthew comments on Mancini's scores, saying Two for the Road, the most heartbreaking Mancini score. I have a soft spot for the song Moon River. It is such a beautifully constructed song. If I was an architect and I looked at a well-built home, I would say something like that. But knowing about music, knowing about song structure, I happen to have a soft spot for Moon River. But Two for the Road is a beautiful, beautiful soundtrack. Thank you for that remark. Oh, a new person covered in a face mask. Lovely. Hello, Scott. Hola from Barry on. Barry on. I believe that must be Ontario. I've tried to connect and I'm finally in flight. Good for you. You must be flying someplace wonderful. I hope you're flying someplace wonderful. Marcus asks, I know you are probably asked this a million times, but what is the weather app you use? No problem, Marcus. We use Carrot Weather. Carrot as in WhatsApp doc, Carrot. It is available for the Mac. It is available for iOS devices, and we are happy to answer questions even when they're asked a million times most of the time. No problem. Let's see what else. Mass Taxi may be iPhone only. I couldn't answer that one, Will. I don't have an Android device, but I hope it is available elsewhere. And let's see. I think we're there. Oh, no, there's more stuff. Music appreciation question. How do you feel about rock, classic, heavy metal, punk, rock? Wow. My God, how much time do you have? Well, music is a sign of times. Music is a mirror of the society that we live in. And for starters, so I think of music as a context I think of music in its relationship with its context. How do I feel about rock? There's some great rock music out there. There's some great classic music. There's some great heavy metal and some great punk rock out there. To me, it boils down as to whether the music has something unique and extraordinary to contribute when compared to other similar music styles. So how do I feel about it? Very, very curious. I certainly lean towards some musical genres. I love classical music. I love jazz. I have this crazy fascination with bossa nova, and but I love to try everything once and anything once when music is the topic. Let's see. Sheil brings us back Moon River. Yes, we certainly know that it is from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Mancini also wrote my favorite song by Mancini is has two names. One of them is "Slow Hot Wind" because of the lyrics, and the other one, oh my God, what is the name of the actual song? I'll have to look it up, but I will bring that to the broadcast tomorrow, because it is a lush, beautifully sensual song, and I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. Let's see what else. Mass Taxi doesn't recognize U.S. cell phone numbers, at least not mine. Sorry to hear. Bill downloaded, but they only take cash. It looks like interesting. Um, Great quote. Thank you very much. Matthew Bernstein used to say, there's great Beethoven and there's some bad Beethoven, just like there's great Tina Turner and bad Tina Turner. I totally agree with that. Linda likes bossa nova just as I do. Oh my God, I could talk about or listen uh, um, to bossa nova for forever. And now, of course, I'm thinking about the song by Henry Mancini, and it's going to kill me. And it is named after a percussion instrument. Shit. Okay, I have an earworm. I will have to go and find the name of this song by Henry Mancini and bring it back tomorrow because it's not gonna let me be. Fuck. Okay, I'll take care of myself on my own time. Meanwhile, I think it is time to wrap up today's broadcast because I'm finding myself scattered while I'm thinking about the name of that song. Anyhow, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for keeping us company. Thank you for keeping us, and I mean all of us, company. Thank you for your questions and your comments and your suggestions. I need to get this Mancini tune out of my head before it takes over my life. So, please reconsider doing a music appreciation broadcast. It's in the works. It's in the works. It will happen. And oh God, it's killing me. I gotta go. I gotta go look for that Mancini song, and I promise I will mention it to you tomorrow because I want you to listen to. It's lush and it's beautiful. Have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care. Where's my button to go away? There it is. Bye.